Virgo, welcome to the realm of astrology. This is your monthly horoscope overview for the month of September 2021. But before we begin, I would like to let you know that I also do weekly video horoscopes and daily video horoscopes that you can watch on my YouTube channel. I also request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon before we get started so that you can be notified every time I post a video. Alright, so let's talk about what's happening in the month of September, Virgo. And the first important thing happens on 6th of September, which is a new moon in your sign, Virgo. A new moon in Virgo. And it's happening at about 14 degrees of Virgo, which puts it in your first house, right? And what is a new moon? A new moon signifies a new beginning for the next lunar month. Now, this new beginning is in your first house, which means this new beginning is connected to your identity, to who you are becoming, to how you present yourself to the world and how the world sees you. This is where this new beginning is going to take place, and you are going to be working on this new beginning for the whole month till the new moon in the month of October. So that's September 6th. And I also want to mention that this new moon is in a trine to Uranus, right? Which means that this new beginning can come unexpectedly, can come suddenly. So that's the first important thing, Virgo. And I would recommend watching for your rising sign first and then your sun sign. Okay, now the next important thing happens on September 10th. And again, in certain parts of the world, this might just become September 11th for you. So give and take a day when I mention the date. So that being said, on September 10th, we have Venus here entering the sign of Scorpio, which means it's going to enter your third house from your second house. So up until September 10th, Venus has been in your second house, which means it has been giving you blessings and gifts and rewards, and even made you more receptive to the second house, which is money, which is material things, which is learning skills, right? Second house is that. It's also your self-worth and values. So till September 10th, you would have received some sort of blessings, some sort of gifts connected to these areas, and even been more receptive to those areas. For example, it could be that you're more receptive towards learning a skill, or it could be that you become more confident about yourself, right? Or you have a financial gain. All those are second house things. So it could be any one of these things that has happened up until September 10th, Virgo. Now on September 10th, Venus is going to enter your third house, which means it's going to give you blessings, it's going to give you gifts and rewards, and even make you more receptive. The third house, which is communication, which is social media, which is your mind, your thinking, your communication, your immediate environment, your siblings. It could be that you develop clarity of thinking connected to a certain subject, right? Because Venus is giving you that gift of affecting your mind. It could be that you receive some sort of communication. It could be that certain changes in your immediate environment make you feel good. It could be any one of these things, right? So connected to the third house, and again, the third house is communication, it is information, it is your mind, it is your thinking, it is social media, it is your immediate environment, it is your siblings, it is your peer group. So it could be a positive outcome in any one of these things, or just the fact that you're more receptive to these things, right? Because that's what Venus does. Now, that's September 10th. Then on September 13th, we have the first quarter square of the moon. Now, this is the point where the sun and the moon make their first 90-degree angle, right? And this whole week, starting on September 13th till about September 20th, when we have the full moon in Pisces, this whole week is about adjustments. It's about overcoming obstacles. It's about making changes connected to the new beginning. And for you, that new beginning with the new moon was connected to your identity, to who you are, to how you present yourself to the world, to how the world sees you. So maybe you're assessing this week, okay, this is who I am, but how do I need to make this adjustment to fully become who I am. Things like that. Small adjustments, small challenges will be overcome in this week till the full moon on September 20th. Then the next important thing happens on September 14th, and Mars here is going to leave your sign Virgo and enter the sign of Libra. Now Mars enters a particular sign almost after 2 years, so it enters a particular house almost after 2 years. So in your first house up until September 14th, Mars has kind of re-energized and reinvigorated your identity, who you are. And that's happened after 2 years, right? So after 2 years, it came in to your first house and says, hey, okay, I need to re-energize this part of you. I need to re-energize your identity. I need to reinvigorate how you present yourself to the world or how the world sees you. And now on September 14th, it's going to enter your second house and re-energize and reinvigorate your house of material possessions, finances, self-worth, values, and skills. And this is happening after 2 years. Right? And it will do so for the next 40 days or so in your second house. So that's that. Then on September 20th is the full moon. It's the full moon in Pisces. Now this is happening at about here. It's at about 28 degrees of Pisces. So it's going to be your 7th and 1st house axis, the full moon. And what is a full moon? A full moon is when the sun, which will be in Virgo, in your sign, will oppose the moon, which will be in Pisces, your opposite sign. And full moons bring clarity. They are culmination points. They are a point where we begin to see things clearly, right? So this full moon for you, Virgo, is going to highlight the 1st and the 7th house. So it's going to highlight, on one hand, your identity, who you are becoming, how you present yourself to the world, and even your appearance. And on the other hand, it is going to bring to light your legal relationship. Now, this includes business partnerships, spouse, any legal relationship like in-laws, etc., and legal issues. So these are the 2 areas that are going to be highlighted for you, Virgo. And this full moon in Pisces is an important step. Actually, it's almost the final step in releasing the past, right? In March of 2021, with the new moon in Pisces, we started to begin to release the past of decades, because last year in 2020, we started 2 new astrological cycles with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction in Jan of 2020 and the Saturn-Jupiter conjunction in December of 2020. And in March of 2021, we overcame the past that we carry with us in a very powerful way. But it wasn't complete. But this full moon is the point where the past, whatever remnants of the past, the pain of the past, the memories, etc., all that will close out. All that will be released. So it's an important point in totally closing out the past that has been with us for years. So that's the full moon in Pisces. Now on September 22nd, the sun is going to change signs. It's going to enter the sign of Libra. Now this is also a shift, right? Till September 22nd, the highlight of the month, the highlight in your life is going to be you, because the sun's in your first house. It's illuminating you. It's highlighting you, right? You, your identity, who you are, your appearance, how you present yourself to the world, how the world sees you, all those things. But now in your second house, on September 22nd, the focus is going to begin to shift towards financial things, material things, your self-worth, your values, and the skills that you're learning. That's going to be brought to light in a powerful way. And on September 27th, we have Mercury going retrograde, right? It's going to retrograde in the sign of Libra, so it's going to retrograde in your second house. Now, generally speaking, Mercury retrogrades are not the best time to start new things, sign new contracts, and it's also a time where communication slows down, gadgets can malfunction, and this period lasts about 3 weeks. And Mercury retrograde is also a review process, right? A review of the past. And in your second house, you are going to be reviewing things connected to your self-worth, your values, your skills, monetary things, financial things, material possessions. That's what's going to come up for you to review and reprocess, right? And On September 28th, we have the last quarter square of the moon. Now, this is a point that for the next whole week, starting on September 28th till the next new moon in the month of October, the process is going to be a letting go process, a release process. And this process is subconscious. And for you, it's connected to your first house because that's where the new beginning happened. And that is the beginning that we are releasing. We are assessing what about that beginning stays, what about that beginning goes. So connected to your identity, it could be that you're really thinking, okay, this is who I am, but maybe there's certain thoughts that I'm having, certain emotions that I'm having that I need to release connected to that. Could just be something as simple as that. And that's the basic overview of the month of September. But I do want to mention that in the month of September, a lot of planets are retrograde, right? A lot. Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, Neptune, Chiron, Uranus, and now Mercury will also go retrograde, which means a lot of energy from the past will come back. Because retrogrades are a review time. So we've been through this once before. Now is the time things will come back up a second time for you to review. So the underlying energy of September is of review. But in the month of October, planets will begin to start going direct. So then forward movement will begin again. But this is the energy for the month of September, Virgo. And this is just a basic overview of the month. Now, if you want to know the details of the day, the details of what the new moon energy is like, or the full moon, or any particular day, you can watch my daily video horoscopes for that, and that's on YouTube, and you can watch that whenever you like. Now I will pick a card for you, Virgo. So let me do that. Okay, too many cards fallen out, so I'll shuffle it again. It says fork in the road. And perhaps this, usually what is a fork in the road? It's a decision point, right? You decide which path to take. And perhaps this is a point where you need to really decide that. And I'm just trying to figure out why that's happening for you right now. Maybe this decision is connected to your identity because there's so much energy in your first house, right? Who am I? Which path should I take to become who I am? So maybe something that you will need to decide who you are, which path to take, what decision to make in connection with your identity. Now I will also pick a lesson card for you for the month of September for Virgo. Okay, so many cards have fallen. Do that again. I'm gonna go with the top card. It says patience. I accept that everything happens in divine order. So I guess the message, the lesson for you, Virgo, this month is that you need to have some patience. If something connected to your identity, to who you want to become, to how you want the world to see you is not happening at the pace you want it to, it will happen, but just be patient. So September is the month of patience for you. And there might be something you need to decide as well. So that sums it up for me. And if you want to know the long-term energies in your chart, things like where Saturn is, where Jupiter is, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, and what those mean for you, Virgo, you can watch my long-term energy reading video, which is already on YouTube. And that's the horoscope for the month of September for you. And yeah, I think that sums it up. So have a great month, Virgo. I'll see you in one of my other videos. Bye.